I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get the sauce. They're such diehard fans. Like, you can't
You're
go
telling me, yeah,
you can't half-ass
they call you on
it.
your BS.
Yeah. So, like, if I talk about, like, a Kansas State, Iowa State game, there's going to be someone watching that's a diehard Kansas State fan, and they're going to be like, oh, this guy, like, they're going to call you if you don't.
Yeah. People ask me all the time. They be like, Chris, you got any baseball looks when I do the live show? I be like, not one. not one. Don't get me confused. Like, I used to cap baseball. I haven't done it in quite a while. And, just not magically going to have a play for you today either.
So what's up, everybody? Happy Thursday to you all. Hope you're having a nice afternoon. I had Cubs money line at the plus 135. So great start to the day. It's looking like I may lose this Diamondbacks Mets over. We'll see. We're into the bottom of the ninth now. I need the Mets to score a couple runs. Looking like that may be a loss, but Cubs money line was one of my top bets of the day. So we're off to a great start. Fading Paul Skeens. You love to see it. Yeah, we're just going to talk about 2 NBA games, and then Toast is going to come on. We'll run through the 4 night games, but you guys already know. Toast actually might have an extra bet or something. I haven't talked to him. So, all right, first up, Knicks Pistons. I bet the Knicks on the money line. I don't know how much of a analytical breakdown I'm going to give here. I've said it over and over again. I think the Knicks are the better team. I think most would agree. I don't think that's a Knicks fan talking. I think most would agree with that. Couple things I expect to swing towards the Knicks' way in Game 6 here. Number one being offense looks stale, relying on some isolation possessions, not a lot of ball movement, and we saw the exact same thing happen in Game 2. When the Pistons beat the Knicks in Game 2, how did the Knicks respond? They went on the road to Detroit in Game 3, played a real crisp offensive game, came out the gate scoring. That's what I expect to see here. I think the Knicks take a step forward offensively, just like they did after that stale Game 2. I also like something I like for the Knicks. I talked about this last night. Detroit, 36 free throw attempts in Game 5. And you guys know how these playoff series goes. When a team goes to a line of shitload, it tends to swing the other direction in the following game. You can usually play the ping pong game with free throw attempts. One team goes to the line 35 times. The next team's going to the line 35 times in the following game. And the Knicks are a team, pains me to say it, but they are a team that know how to get to the line. It's ugly to watch sometimes, but they do have players that fit that description, that know how to draw fouls and take advantage when the whistle's going their way. So I expect the Knicks to get to the free throw line. I think the series ends here in Detroit after 6 games. Shout out to the Pistons for the bright future there. If I was to place a second bet on this game, I would go over or Knicks team total over. We lost our over in the previous game. Felt like we should have got it. It got off to such a slow start. And then from like halfway through the first quarter on, it was pretty much an over game. But it was like 4-2 halfway through the first quarter. It just got off such a slow start that the over never really had a chance. I do think it gets up and over 12.5. So I'll put that up on the screen. I didn't bet that, but if I was to bet the total, I do think it goes over the total. Ski?
Well, I like the Knicks, but I didn't personally just put an extra ticket in because I already have them to win, minus 1.5 games for the series. So I need the money line tonight.
Oh, you need
but I like the Knicks for.
You need this win, yeah.
Just like you. Yep. But I'm just saying, like, what you saying about the fouls, we already saw that coming. I mean, at the end of Game 4,
right,
we saw, a missed call, and we know that the Pistons were going to get some calls in the next game. They got 36 free throws, 9 more than the Knicks, and the Knicks shot less than 60% from the line. The Knicks outshot them from 3, out-rebounded them. Like, the Knicks are better than them. That just is what it is. The Pistons just had some help in that last game. That's just how I feel. So I think from listening to Coach Tibbs in the post-game interview, he was really pissed with their performance. I I think they can play a better, and I think they'll show it tonight. They already won. Detroit, I think they can do it again.
Is he skipping for you, Chris?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, Ski, about halfway through you talking, it started skipping a little bit.
I think you might be good now, though, Ski.
It just looks a little blurry.
Yeah, my bad. I don't know what's going on. Cox internet sucks.
I've never even heard of it. So Ski's on the Knicks, but he didn't bet it because he's holding the Knicks -1.5 games in the series ticket. So he needs the Knicks. Chris, Knicks?
So you guys both like the Knicks, huh? I bet the Knicks too. I bet them on the money line here. I do think they're a better team. I got +105 earlier. You took a lot of what I was going to say. Ski mentioned some of it as well. I'll just add that the part Ski didn't mention, and you didn't mention either, Kyle, is not only that the Knicks shoot less than 60% from the free throw line, they missed 11 free throws and only lost the game by 3. So like that could be a big part of it, even with Detroit shooting, 9 more free throws. I also, go back to point at the turnovers for Detroit. Like Detroit, I've been saying this for a while, and this was the reason why one of the notches I gave, as advantage to the Knicks in this game. I thought Detroit would, continue to turn the ball over, and we've seen that throughout the series. I think that they've lost the turnover battle in every single game. However, in Game 5, the Knicks actually turned the ball over one more time than Detroit. So if you go back to Game 4, the Pistons turned the ball over 20 times in that game, and I want to say it led to, I forgot how many, but it's somewhere in my notes. It led to a lot of points off turnovers. I think we see Detroit turn the ball over a little bit more, as they are prone to do, especially with a young guard. So yeah, I like the Knicks as well. Couple trends that support it also, but I won't get into all of those. I do think the Knicks get the job done today, and I'm rooting for you, Ski, with that -1.5. And Cal, I know how much you need your Knicks as well. I missed the breakdown preview show that we all did. I did think Detroit would keep this series close. I think they lose today though, and Knicks advance.
Yeah, those folks out in Detroit.
I wish I missed the breakdown too. I wish I missed it.
Hey, real quick, Cal, before we go to the next one, I also bet Jalen Duren over his 2.5 assists. A smaller play, but I bet Duren over his 2.5 assists. The handicap on this, I think, is a pretty sneaky look on his assist prop. So if you go back to Game 5, the last game he had 6 assists. Game 4 he had 4 assists. Game 3 he had 3 assists. Game 1 he had 3 assists as well. But in Game 2 he finished with just 2 assists. However, if you go back to Game 2, he had 7 potentials. That's actually the most he's had in the series at all, like in any of the games, just tied for the most far as potentials go. And the way I see it from a game perspective, if you're watching what the Knicks are doing to Jalen Brunson, I'm sorry, if you're watching what the Knicks are doing to Cade Cunningham, they're taking the ball out of his hands. That's one of the reasons Cade continues to go under his points prop, is because they much rather, a Malik Beasley shoot the ball from the 3-point line who's shooting 30% from the field, or a Tim Hardaway Jr. to shoot the basketball. So what's happening is he's coming up to set the pick. They're doubling. The ball is going to Duren at the top of the key, and then he's actually a pretty good facilitator. He's hitting the dive man. He's hitting the dunker, the dive man in the dunker spot to get some of those easier looks. And if they're able to knock down a couple shots, I do think that he gets over 3 assists in this game. So I did bet Jalen Duren over his 2.5 assists for a smaller play as well.
Duren over 2.5 assists. Hell of a play there. We pulled heavy on the Knicks here. 61% to 28%. So as far as the viewership, we're on New York. Nuggets Clippers in I ended up placing the bet. If you guys watched late last night, I talked about it.
What'd you place?
I took the under 212.5. All right. So if there's one aspect of this game that I feel comfortable with, it's the Clippers defense giving us a strong performance. What have we seen so far in this series? We saw Denver play 4 consecutive bad offensive games. Games 1 through 4, Denver did not put a single. They won 2 of the games. They didn't put together a single solid offensive performance. The Nuggets offense has looked like shit this entire series until Game 5. Game 5 in Denver, we saw the Nuggets finally put it together offensively. They had an explosive game, and I was appreciative for it because I had the over. So I was appreciative for that offensive game there for Denver in Game 5. But now we're in game 6, and we are leaving the elevation of the Rocky Mountains, and we're heading out to LA, where the Clippers have been rock solid defensively all season. On the year, the best home defense in the NBA is Oklahoma City. A close second is the Clippers. No one's been able to score on the Clippers in this building all year. So you're talking about a Denver offense that gave us one good game following four bad offensive games. Now they're leaving Denver, going to LA. I think the Clippers defense bounces back in a major way. I think the Nuggets are going to struggle to score in this game, same way they've been struggling to score in this whole series. So why am I on the under and not the Clippers? Because on the other side of the court, I really don't know what to think about the Clippers offense anymore. It's so inconsistent. Going into this series, it should have been a beautiful matchup for the Clippers. They came into the playoffs one of the hottest offenses in the NBA. The last month and a half, I think that was the last 21 games, they were first in offensive efficiency in the league or something like that. I think it was 21 games, a quarter of the season. So the last chunk of the season, last month and a half, the Clippers were playing better offense than any other team in the league. They draw Denver in the first round, a team that does not play good defense. You would think the Clippers are just scoring at will, having no problem scoring points. And that's not what we've seen at all. The Clippers of the 5 games have played 2 good offensive games and 3 bad ones. So I don't know what to think about the Clippers offense. That's why I'm a little worried about this under, because I think it's very possible the Clippers hang 130 points in this game and completely screw me over. But one aspect I do think I know we're going to see is a slow pace. So rather than try to get cute with a Clippers -6.5, I went with the under, thinking even if the Clippers are playing some good offense, we should see a slow enough pace where my under still has a shot. Now, if you're asking why didn't play Denver team total under, because, 102 is crazy. That's just too low. So I think it's very possible that the Clippers continue to struggle to score like they did in 3 out of the 5 games. I don't really love it. Just doing some gambling here, but I'm on the under. Ski?
Hey, God, that's your gateway to cashing tickets on. I don't really like it too much. Just doing some gambling, and then you go 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, I've been killing the playoffs. Right? I feel like that happens every year. I give a speech like, guys, you shouldn't go into the playoffs expecting to make it $10,000. Just try to be smart and have some fun. And then I do awesome. So I'm having a great playoffs. But yeah, I'm on the under here. Ski, what do you think of that? Ski with us?
Man, I like it. I hope my internet. You can't hear me?
No, I can
now. You good, Ski.
Can you not hear me? Okay.
You good.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on over here today. My bad. Hopefully it'll be better or back tomorrow. But I do agree. I like the under. I think there's shooting regression from Denver's side. They shot above 50% from 3 in that last game.
They did shoot above 50% from 3. He's right.
Yeah, I think it was 51%, just kind of piggybacking off what Ski said. 51% from 3. They hit 17 threes, Kyle. I had to go back and look at it because, remember I told you, I said, man, I really like the Clippers. It's a nice bounce back spot for them. They hit 17 threes for only the 7th time the whole season. They play 89 games. They've only hit 17 threes 7 times. And Ski, I don't know if you with us or not, but I'll let you jump back into your head.
You're back.
Who knows? Just go for it, Chris. I'll try to clean up.
Yeah. Go ahead,
okay,
Chris.
So Ski likes the under. I didn't bet the under, but I do agree with both of you guys. I think there's a major shooting regression here. This game in general, I didn't bet, and the reason why is because I got Clippers to win the series at +150. I got Clippers +1.5 games at -150. So I really need the Clippers to win. It's more like a money line bet. I don't think I would lay 7 though, Kyle. I think 7 is a tad bit too ambitious for me, in my opinion. And Ski may mention this because I know we kind of feel the same about this one guy. If you look at where the Clippers, you talked about this at the beginning of your handicap, Kyle. If you look at where the Clippers offense have struggled, it's James Harden. I mean, like, he started the series off like really, really good. 32 points in game 1. He was down to 18 points in game 2. Then he got back up to 20 in game 3, and then 15 and 11 in the last 2 losses. Not shooting the ball well. He has made 1 3-pointer in the last 2 games on 1 for 4 shooting, so not aggressive. This is playoff Harden as the playoffs get deeper. So that does scare me a little bit. I thought about considering, taking the Denver money line to kind of hedge out of my minus 150 bet for them, plus 1.5 on the series. But I think I'm gonna just let it ride. Because if they win, I cash a bet, and then I don't have to bet Game 7. I could just, I could potentially hedge out of, Denver to win with a plus 150, in my pocket. So we'll see how the night goes. I do agree with you guys on the under though. Just not gonna bet this one.
I think Ski's in and out. It's the last game anyway. So we're gonna talk some base.
So can you hear me real quick or no?
Yeah.
You good.
Kyle, I'll say this: if I cut out, if you care about whatever breakdown or what I have for this game, I sent it to you on Twitter, so you could just read it. If you want.
I'll read what he thinks. Yeah, it's going in and out, and I can tell by the blurry that it's about to go out again. So all right, so I got Ski's breakdown right here. Playoff underdogs on the road in Game 6 are 7-2-2 against the spread. So this has been a very profitable spot to take the underdog historically. Coming off a game where they shot 50% from 3. So, all right.
Under.
Playoff underdogs to the under. Okay. Got it. So to the under. 7-2-2 to the under. Ty Lue mentioned the 3-point shooting. They made shots, making 17 threes. Blew us out. We made 18. Okay. All right. So we're expecting. Yeah. So kind of. Yeah. I agree. I was just reading his message here. I agree. Kind of the same idea that Denver coming off that elite offensive game, the Clippers defense buckled down here in Game 6. So I'm on the under. I bet this one. It sounds like Ski did also. All right. Let's talk some baseball. Ski, Chris, enjoy your day. Talk to you guys soon.
Yes, sir. Best of luck tonight, Kyle.
Later, man. All right. Toast is going to join us. I mean, there's only 4 night games, so this won't take long. I still think I'm going to win. 1-0. It still says 1-0. It's 2-0. It's 2-0. Who cares? It's the Athletics bullpen. Man, you think I'm sweating 2-0? Man, I'm about to win. All right. So let me fix the screen. A different shade of green.
Yeah, sun's not out too much today.
All right.
Yeah. I did email you an underdog as well for all the folks at home. A couple people have asked me about that.
All right. In fact, why don't we start with that? I'll bring it up on the screen first. It's only 4 games.
Perfect.
Hold on. Let me bring it on the screen first. There we go. All right.
So first one is Dylan Cruz. I know that he kind of started off the year not great, but he has been a lot harder over the last week or so. He hasn't had a hit in his last 2 games, but prior to that, he had a hit in 4 straight games, including, I think, 7 hits overall. So I do think there's going to be runs scored here today. Lindy's really big on Dylan Cruz. He had me on Tuesday for Dylan Cruz home run and stuff like that. So sooner or later, I think he's going to get right here in a really good spot against Taijuan Walker and that Phillies bullpen. So I think there can be some guys getting in base in front of him. So over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs for him. And then Jarren Duran fantasy score. I didn't want to do hits, runs, and RBIs because they had it like 2.5, kind of juicy and whatnot. But the fact that he can steal bases as well kind of helps. He also has absolutely dominated Jose Barrios in his career, 9 for 18 with 5 doubles. He also bats leadoff with guys like Devers and Bregman and stuff behind him. So if he gets on, he can score runs as well, which should always obviously bring up those fantasy points. So Dylan Cruz over hits, runs, and RBIs. Jarren Duran fantasy points.
That's Underdog Fantasy. If you don't have an account, you can get up to $1,000 deposit bonus batch by using the promo code BET. That's for up to $1,000 deposit bonus match. All right,
the guy in the comments, it's not 245 in Alaska. It's 1220 actually. So it's even more gross than you think it is.
It's 4 hours behind me. So Nationals on the road in Philadelphia. It's up to 10 now. This was 9.5 when we were talking last night. Can't say I disagree with it. This is the steez of the day. The steez of the day is Nationals team total over 4.5. And he pointed out the steez of the day has never lost. Now, tongue in cheek, he's only given out 4. So he's looking to go 5-0. The steez of the day is Nationals team total over 4.5. Was a plus 104 when he gave it out last night. I would assume, because the total has moved up, that it's a little more expensive than that now. Toast, you playing this one?
No, I really wanted to play the over, but you can still get plus 100 on most books, but this has moved a little bit on some as far as Steez's team total. But it's just, I don't know. I agree with, I 100% agree with Steez's play. That makes sense at 4.5, especially with the weather and stuff like that. I know that Taijuan Walker kind of struggles with righties, has been somewhat decent versus lefties so far this year. But I will say that the Cubs and Miami, and I can't remember who's the other guy that he pitched against, the other teams. Oh, San Francisco and Atlanta. Not unless Atlanta, I'm missing something. But besides that, none of those teams. I mean, obviously, some of those teams have lefty bats, but especially teams like San Francisco and the Cubs are really right-handed heavy. So I do think that, again, Taijuan Walker's versus righties has been good, or lefties has been good. He hasn't really had to see the amount of lefties with power that he's going to see today with Washington, between Abrams, Wood, Lowe, Garcia, Josh Bell can hit from the left side. So again, I do think that this Washington lineup presents a lot of challenges. But the only thing I will say in Taijuan Walker's defense is that everybody likes to talk crap about Taijuan Walker. And he hasn't really been that bad this year. And if we do know one thing about Taijuan Walker, is that he's pretty decent in the first half of the year. And then in the second half of the year, he really falls off. Again, he hasn't really been tested that much. He's faced Miami, Atlanta, Colorado, Miami, or San Francisco, and the Cubs. So San Francisco is all right. The Cubs are pretty good. But regardless, I do think that Washington could give him challenges. For me, why I didn't play the over is because I'm not necessarily sure that I trust the Phillies versus righties. I mean, I don't love Brad Lord at all, and the Nationals bullpen is terrible and it's great weather. But I mean, it's not like you look up and down the list. It's not like the Phillies are just absolutely killing righties. Yeah, they killed the Miami guys and the really good weather games against San Francisco. So, I mean, I guess it's capable that they can do that, but I'm not in a position where I'm like super ecstatic to have the Phillies score a whole bunch of runs on a right-handed pitcher. So I lean over in the Phillies, but like I said, I didn't place it.
I put up Phillies minus 1.5. This isn't one of my bets. I bet 2 of these late games. This is not one of them. So let's move on to, I did bet this next one. We got Boston on the road in Toronto. Line moved in my favor a bit here. Not anything crazy. I got minus 104, but is now a pick'em. So I split my money in half and bet this game twice. I am on, one second, let me get everything up. I am on the Red Sox money line and the Red Sox minus 1.5. I'm a Boston man today. One second, let me get it up.
Sauce loves that dirty water.
In this matchup, I do. I got it at minus 104, and then I think the minus 1.5. It was only like plus 148 or something. I didn't even get a great number on it, which kind of confirmed that I think I'm on the right side here. It just is a much better matchup for Boston. I don't even understand. Berrios is getting way too much respect here. Do you want to give the nod to Berrios over Tanner Houck as the better starting pitcher? Sure, maybe a little bit, certainly based on what we've seen this year, but I'm not even really convinced on that. Tanner Houck in the past. Yeah, Tanner Houck has showed us that he could be pretty good, especially on the road away from Boston. But let's say, for argument's sake, let's say you're like, no, Kyle, Berrios is better than Tanner Houck. To which I still say, I'm not sure about that. But okay, I'll give it to you. I'll concede that part of the argument. After that, where is the advantage here for the Blue Jays? Because in terms of offense, it's not even a discussion. I mean, in the last 2 weeks, the Red Sox are second in WRC plus against righties, fourth in WRC plus overall. We're talking about a lineup that's scoring runs. I mean, in the discussion is a top 5 lineup in baseball right now, the way they're hitting, against the complete opposite. In fact, on the season, you can make an argument that the Blue Jays might be the worst lineup in baseball. They're truly terrible. 28th in WRC plus on the year, 29th in the last 14 days. So, okay, even if you want to take the Berrios side and say, I have the better starting pitcher. Okay. I'll even let you have it. But as far as the lineup, it's not even, we're not even in the same discussion. And then bullpen wise, yeah, I mean, I know Boston did use Chapman and Slayton yesterday. They were rested. They'll be ready to go. On the Toronto side, every single one of their arms pitched yesterday. Now, they're going to be available, same as Boston, but Boston just saw. I mean, yeah, every single one. Top 5 arms for the Blue Jays went yesterday. So,
to be honest with you, you might not see Hoffman. I mean, it's early in the year.
Pitches.
They're going to need him. I wouldn't be surprised if they said we're probably going to, I mean, it might be emergency, not emergency, but like if they're really need him to get an out or two, but I really wouldn't be surprised if they try not to use him, especially if they're down in that game. I just wanted to make that point because that's even more credence to your bet.
Yeah, I'm on the Red Sox here. Half unit on the money line, half unit on the -1.5.
It would be the same for me. I didn't bet them just because Tanner Houck hasn't been good on the road. In his career, he has been, but his last 4 starts, or his first 4 starts this year, hasn't been good on the road. Texas, Baltimore, Tampa Bay, and Cleveland. I just need to see it first from him. I did think that last night, while I didn't bet it, I kind of thought that Boston would be a heavy public side. It doesn't look like they're too bad. I mean, take that for what it is. But again, I thought it would be a lot worse than it is. So it would only be Boston for me. To be honest, I don't even understand the price. Like Kyle said, the Blue Jays bats are just so bad that you're just praying that they happen to get to Tanner Houck. On top of the fact that one thing that Kyle didn't mention is that Toronto doesn't really have any lefty bats to do damage against Houck, and that's who he really struggles with. So you're really going to be counting on. Santander can hit from the left side, but Varsho's his bat is essentially gone half the time anyway. Addison Barger, I love that guy, but he's really feast or famine. So it's just really hard to worry about Tanner Houck in this spot. Again, he's on the road. I want to see it first, but I don't think that Toronto's the lineup that's going to make him pay.
Yeah, let's go, Baston. Let's move on to the next one, which is Tigers Angels. And you know what? I wasn't overly confident in this last night, but I did bet it. Hey, Hairston, appreciate the super chat, man. He send out $10 super chat titled Cubbies. So I guess Hairston got it on that on the fade of Skeens. That +135 closed at +110 or something like that. So
I know it worked out perfect for me because obviously I slept in today as well. I woke up and got the Cubs at +300 a little bit, just a little half a unit, a little sprinkle, no big deal.
You know what? I actually saw when you posted that, and as soon as you posted that, the Cubs hit a home run. Literally,
I got so lucky. It was so lucky, but hey, you'll take it.
So yeah, Detroit. So anyway, what I'm talking about in this game is last night I was saying, guys, this total's 8. It's going to close at 8.5. Let's just grab an over, and that's exactly what happened. It's up to 8.5 now. Did you tail me on that over? Are you on this?
Yes, I played the over 8 last night as well. I wasn't tailing you. I was trying to fade you. I made a mistake. No, I'm just kidding. But I also did add the Angels money line as well, +112. Like I said last night, if I woke up this morning, I actually woke up to a Shipley text. Yeah, I woke up to a Shipley text and said, I said, it's almost a pick 'em now. I'm with you. And he bet the Angels. So I'm in as well. Again, I thought this line was short a little bit last night. And as far as Kikuchi goes, he's kind of been hit or miss, but if you really look at his game logs, his first 2 starts really weren't that great. And then you look at that Tampa Bay start, and I know I went over this last night, so I'll go quickly, but that Tampa Bay start, he gave up 4 runs in the first inning. After that, he cruised. So yeah, he had 1 bad inning in Tampa Bay in a AAA ballpark, but besides that, he cruised. And he's coming off a really bad start in Minnesota. My issue is that he is really bad against righty bats. He's really good against lefty bats. There's a lot of lefties in that lineup, and all the people in that Detroit lineup that are going to really hurt you are lefties, really, especially with Carpenter and Green and McKinstry. So on top of that, Jace Jung, Trey Sweeney. So a lot of guys with lefty power that should be neutralized with Kikuchi here today. Not to mention you have Detroit coming home off of a road trip. And as far as Casey Mize is concerned, really not going to say anything bad about him. But he does struggle versus righty bats, and he's only going to see 1 left-handed bat in the lineup today.
Thank you.
So he should be. I do think there's avenues for the Angels to score here today, no question. And then if Casey Mize does not pitch well, Detroit's not in a terrible situation, but they are a little bit of a situation because they're not going to have two of their top 4 arms in Hannafy and Holton. They went 2 of the last 3 days with heavy pitch loads, and Tommy went yesterday as well at 22 pitches. So he's probably not going to be 100%, even because considering that they had to travel home as well. So the Angels have a rested bullpen as well. I get they're not great, but they are rested and available and ready to go. So Angels money line and the over for me.
I'll show you exactly what I'm looking at. Now, I think we can all agree that expecting Kikuchi to give up a couple runs, that's cool. Everyone get on board with that. It's probably on this side that's a little tougher sell for people, so I just want to show them. So Casey Mize, we got Casey Mize making a road start. Look at his numbers against lefties. He's been great against lefty bats this year. He throws a slider, he throws a curveball, jams, doesn't let those lefty bats extend. He's been great at it. Look at his numbers against lefties. He's been elite against lefties. 0.84 whip. But he is up against the Angels lineup, which is just a little bit of a situation. Where's the Angels lineup? Here we go. Here's the Angels lineup on the right here. Where are the lefties here? We got righty. There's one. Righty. He'll be from the left. Righty. So, I mean, for a guy whose strength is getting lefties out, he's not going to be pitching against a whole lot of lefties. I know the Angels have been bad, but I think the Angels might score a couple off of Casey Mize here. 1 second. I want to check something out. I know the Angels lineup has been so bad, right? I like a change of scenery to get out of a hitting slump. They were just on the road in Minnesota, and then they were in Seattle. Now they're back home. So I think the Angels are going to give us a couple runs. I got over 8. It's at 8.5 now. Probably wouldn't bet the 8.5, but I am on over 8.
We've also had really good really good success with betting those totals at 7.5 or 8, and then them moving to 8.5 so far this year on those midnight shows.
Yeah, it has been good. Rockies, Giants. I didn't bet this one. Did you?
I didn't bet this one either. I know that the Giants didn't look good in San Francisco, but I don't think that anybody's worried about them. It's just more of, I know it would be Giants minus 1.5 for pass. I can't stress to you guys how bad this Colorado team is. It's just that simple. Like, they can't score runs in Coors. I mean, yesterday they won 2-1 because Atlanta didn't show
Rockies
up.
are coming off a win. Rockies are on a hot streak.
I think Chris Hale had like 12 strikeouts or 10 strikeouts or something. He was the first player ever to have 12 strikeouts in his first time ever at Coors and lose a game. He might have been the first player ever to. So it was something crazy like that. So a lot of little things like that. It's just, not to mention you have Colorado, who was in Colorado for a week and a half or so. Now they're coming back and they're going to be into the swirls. And Verlander has pitched well his last 2 starts against Texas and then on the road at the Angels. So again, it's only Giants minus 1.5 for pass. Again, Freeland, I wish I could get behind Freeland somehow, some way, but I just really can't. I will say this. I will say this about Freeland. I don't expect him to get, absolutely clobbered, but at the same time, he does struggle he's really good against lefty bats. Unfortunately for him, there's like no lefty bats in that San Francisco lineup. So it's San Francisco minus 1.5. I'm not betting it though.
Yeah, I'm not. In fact, I believe the pick I put up on the show last night was the complete opposite of that. Rockies plus 1.5 for a pass. We're talking about a 7.5 total at San Francisco, a ballpark that's historically known for being a tough place to score runs. We should see a low-scoring game here. It's Verlander. He's always good to give us a couple runs, even against the worst of lineups. Do I expect Kyle Freeland to pitch well? No, but let's not act like the Giants' offense looks great. They look pretty awful in that Padres series in this ballpark. It's not like they're known for exploding for runs. So, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a 3-2 final score. Just taking the plus 1.5 at a good price, too. It was like the plus 1.5 was like minus 101 or something last night. I didn't bet this. I'm just saying at a 7.5 total. I don't trust Verlander. Giants bats haven't looked great. It's tough to score runs in this ballpark. It's just kind of like taking a plus 3 with an NFL team. that's in a defensive game with bad weather. It's like, dude, it just should finish within 3.
No, yeah, I 100%. And a couple of people, or somebody sent me a message about player props in this San Francisco game. It would be Chapman because he always does well versus lefties, and then Ryan McMahon because Verlander struggles with lefties himself, and McMahon's the only person in that lineup that I would even somewhat trust. So, Chapman or McMahon.
All right, that's it. Everyone, enjoy your Thursday. See you at midnight tomorrow. We got 15 games. Friday night's the second best MLB night of the week behind Tuesday. So we'll be back for a good one tonight at midnight. For those of you that are